I wanted to make a quick video for you folks, excuse me, regarding a pattern that I was seeing on the daily. Doesn't mean it'll work out because we already gave you the inverse head and shoulders. But supposing that this is this trend line here at 57.68 was support right here. This whole area here that rejected several times, 58.50 right here became support at 58.30, which I would love for it to be a retest. Then you have the head here. So that's the left shoulder. You have the head. If it comes down, let's say into July, July, let's put Max Payne July jobs report or CPI. So by the 10th, um, then you have a retest of 650. If this rejects the second time, there's a head and shoulders and it's coming home at least back to retest the 5600 area by August. So I just wanted to show you this as an alternative to the inverse head and shoulders that I have put in other videos. You can't have bias. You got to know that yes, the market has gone up every summer for 21 years. Last year there was a 9% drop, right? Will it be another one with this year? With now inflation rising for Japan and them having to look at it. I said if 650 breaks, you're short to 59.83, but you're running your stop. Do not assume that this will break down. And if it does, 59.17, so on and so forth. If 59.83 defense, back to 650, back to all-time highs, because we can still be working that inverse head and shoulder. But I wanted to make a quick video of an opposite view because summer can be bearish. It hasn't been in 21 years. But who's to say that doesn't break now, right? I got to go with my trend. Trend is now down. This trend line has, we've had several days of downtrend. And then we have a possible support here and then possible support down here. But again, level by level, because the market doesn't care about patterns. Patterns break all the time. We had bullish patterns that broke. We had this, bear flag that finally, bared out. So don't assume that every pattern is going to break out. Can this become an inverse head and shoulders and go to all-time highs? That's my lean, but then we're still at a very, very critical point about this retest. Do we come back here to support at 59.18? Does the market make 58.30 as support, right? Critical. Does the market come all the way back here to the 664 area, right? Which is kind of this cluster that has not retested at all since the first half, right? So this can be an area that can turn, all of this into the inverse head and shoulder, or being partial to some different ways to do it. That becomes, sort of a double bottom. I mean, it's all subjective, just like a trend line. Trend lines could be any two two lines on a daily. A lot of you use the 4 hour. I like to use the 15-minute for trading, and then daily to know my projection. But now we have a little falling wedge, that could break out here, on the second if the labor report is good, or they intersect here around the 10th, right before CPI. So it could be a bear trap into CPI, and then now the market knows CPI is going to be bearish. Why? Because Powell gave us the keys to the kingdom. He said it's going to be bearish, but they can still cut rates because the labor market is collapsing, right? So don't swear by patterns because they fail. Swear by levels, right? Level holds, you take calls. Level breaks, you take your short. And today is OPEX, which is why we're doing this video, because I don't do a lot of trading on OPEX. Take a couple of positions, but our next pivot is next Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, next Wednesday is my next pivot. Possible low to start, a rally, or it could be a little bit of a high, and then the market, continue to cool off into the July jobs report, which we know will be bearish. Again, Powell gave us the keys to the test. But I would like to see something in this 58.30 area to either make this a better right shoulder, or does this become a double top, an awkward top? It's just all these patterns are just so incomplete. But one level at a time, folks. Take care.